So the stats just came out for the month of April from the Toronto Real Estate Board, and in this video we're going to focus just on Brampton. Okay, so the first thing we're going to focus on is prices, because everybody wants to know which way the prices are going. Second thing, days on market. It'd be good to see how long things are taking to sell if you're thinking of selling your house. And the third thing we're going to focus on is how many listings got canceled. That's always good to know. And why would they get canceled if the market's hot? The fourth thing we're going to focus on is very important to know, how many listings are selling over asking price? Because if you're a buyer, you kind of want to know, like, hey, am I still competing with bidding wars, or I thought the market had slowed down? And so we'll get into that, and we'll compare it to January and February and see how that worked out. And also, and we're going to focus on, in this video, we're going to focus on detached houses, semis, and freehold townhouses, condo townhouses, and condos, because in the last video I kind of made a mistake, hey buddy, that I focused just on detached houses. And if you guys do enjoy this kind of information, I would really, really appreciate it if you guys like and subscribe, because it kind of gives me encouragement to keep making this kind of stuff, because I realize, okay, there's a demand for it. All right, we're going to get started here, and the 5 things we're going to be looking at are number of sales, average prices, cancellations of listings, days on market, and how many sold over asking, because I think the last one is quite important, because you guys want to know if you're still in a seller's market or if it's a buyer's market right now. Okay, and as promised, I'm going to focus more on everything, because last one I just did detached houses. So this one we're going to be detached, semi-detached, freehold townhouses, condo townhouses, and condo buildings. Okay, the number of sales for the month of April, as you can see here, February, March, pretty insane. That is a very high number for winter in Brampton, because historically winter is always the slowest season, and for real estate purposes, what we consider the winter season is December, January, February. That is historically the slowest season. The busiest season is always March, April, May. So for this to be going the wrong way, that is a little bit concerning, because this should have been closer to like 1300 if the winter months are around the 900 mark. So that's important to know. Okay, so that is the number of sales. That's every kind of sale, like not just detached house. Now, the market share for Brampton, it is detached houses make up majority of the market share. Okay, sorry about that. So 51% detached houses. Condos are very small. Majority is around 5%. And so you guys can take a look at this one. Townhouses, freeholds are at about 13%. Okay, so this is what everybody wanted to see. Detached houses are down about $177,000 since January. This is where we are right now, 1.474 for the month of April. Okay, it peaked in January. We'll see what happens in May. Semi-detached houses, they peaked in February, but they are also down over $100,000 since January. Okay, so that's semis. Freehold townhouses. Now, again, not looking good. $120,000 down. Now, these are all average prices. Okay, so freehold townhouses, they peaked, let's say, yeah, in February as well, but they're down. This is still very good, because I remember back in the day, like, I've been selling for a long, long time, and back in the day, like, we used to sell detached houses for like $350,000. So, like the Fletcher's Meadow area and the houses around the Brampton City Center, they used to be a lot lower than that. So for for a freehold townhouse to be over $1 million mark in Brampton, that's really good. Like Brampton's done quite well in the past 15, 20 years. But short-term losses right now. Condo townhouses, also down. It's not too bad. $39,000 since January, they're down. That's not too bad. Condo buildings. Now, this is the chart form. This is just the same thing I explained in the stats. So these are average prices. Detached is in orange. You can see it going down month by month. Semis are in gray, also going down. Now,
I mean, let's be honest, you guys didn't really need to see this chart, but it took me a while to prepare, so indulge me. I think it looks pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself for making this chart. Anyways, so those are average prices. Now so what I also did was, if you guys want to see, okay, that's the past 4 months, but how has it performed so far compared to last year? So these are the prices for since January 2021 to April 2022. Okay, you can see here the insanity, I would say, started right around there. Like right there, like September, October is when it started just going really crazy. And then since January, February, it's starting to come down. But from January to, I'd say, like July, August of last year, it wasn't that bad. It was very busy. I do remember like multiple offers and stuff, but it wasn't nothing like this. So this is where all the circuits began and starting to come down. Okay, cancel listings. Not too many canceled listings here, but look at April. 842 listings canceled. Now, why do listings get canceled? There's usually two reasons. A very small percentage, very, very small percentage chance is that the sellers are just, the family situation changed. They don't want to sell anymore. So they're like, you know what? We're going to cancel the listing and we'll see you later. So that might happen, but it's a small chance. More than likely what's happened is they were not getting their price. And so maybe the agent suggested that, you know what? Why don't we just list it at a lower price, but we'll cancel the listing and relist it as a new listing so it shows up 0 days on the market. That's more than likely what's happened. So 842 people most likely were not getting the price that they wanted, which is a good sign if you're a buyer. Days on market. So what I did was I focused just on listings that took longer than 2 weeks to sell. Okay, so in January, February, very low, and you can see it's starting to go up. Now, I would take this with a grain of salt, as they say, because as more listings come up on the market, chances are there's more of them that's going to take longer than 2 weeks to sell. But I know, just being out in the field, for the past few months, nothing was taking longer than a week to sell. Like everything was selling. Okay, now there is some good news for the sellers, because let's say you're a home seller and we're preparing your house to sell, but you're thinking, oh, I just missed the market. I should have sold like in February or March. I think I just missed the market. All is not lost. If you look at this stat here, look at this one here. Almost every single listing was selling over asking price. Now, you're right. Chances are, if you list your house now, you're probably not going to get the circus coming to town like you were before, like 100 showings in 4 or 5 days and you get 20 offers. Chances are that's probably not going to happen. But if your house shows well and you price it right, according to market value, 66% of the homes are still selling over asking price. So that means it is still a seller's market. It's just not as crazy as 2-3 months ago. So yeah, that's everything I have for Brampton. I know it was kind of long. Might have gotten boring. I might have lost some of you guys along the way. But I just wanted to cover everything just so you guys have as much info as possible when you guys go either shopping for a house or when you're thinking of putting your house up for sale. Now, if I can do a bit of a sales pitch at the end, I am a real estate agent and I've been selling for a long, long time. So if you guys need any help, realtorvic.ca is where you can find me. And that's my info. That's my buddy. Second love of my life. The girlfriend's the number one, obviously. Anyways, so that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Kind of just makes my day. And I'll see you later. Thanks. Bye.